What's going on, guys? Kaiger here. In today's video, with the new Guild Siege coming around, I wanted to focus on some 4-star units. So today, just like we did with Penguin Knights, I'm going to be going over Epikon Priest. Let's get into it. Alright, so for 4-star units, we're going over 4-star units because they're very specific for some of the tower siege things. I'm going to be going over these Epikon Priests, as well as talk about what they can be used in Siege as well as other game modes. So Chloe, I'm sure you've all heard, Chloe is the GOAT. Chloe is the one that everyone goes to, mainly for her two abilities. Her basic doesn't do anything, only the light one does anything with her basic. First skill, if we take a look, heals if they're under 30% HP, gives them invincibility, and also invincibility if she's lower as well. So her or any of the targets are lower than 30%, they get invincibility. Very, very powerful, and allows you to cheese a bunch of game modes, including very early on. This is how a lot of people cleared Tower of Ascension hard when it was hard. You would just go in with Chloe and mainly use this second skill that just gives invincibility, and if they already have invincibility, so if you use it a second time, it's a full cleanse. You generally don't do that. Generally it's invincibility for 6 seconds, 5 mana cost, and during that time, either Orbia with elemental advantage will get enough mana to use it again, or Cleef, even though he's not taking damage, he's still receiving attacks and can proc getting more mana, allowing you to always have this invincibility up. So Chloe's really good in most things. She is also a good unit for Siege. Not really as a defense, because if you put her on defense, she's super easily counterable, especially if you have anything else on your team that has buffs. Just a Orbia coming in with Light Staff can just light S2, go through her, strip the invincibility, as well as make it so she can't get invincibility anymore. So on offense, though, you can use this to beat high damage teams and just cheese them by just using this Fanatic skill and blowing up whatever target is important for you on that team. Next, we'll talk about Rina, who is a defensive unit, a siege defense unit. So her basic doesn't do anything. Her first skill, all her two skills and her passive all kind of work together. So if we take a look, heals everyone for 34.2% of her max HP, and if she has a shield, defense up to everybody, level 2 defense up to everybody. Now, how does she get that shield? Her second skill and her passive both apply a shield. So if we take a look, her second skill is AoE single cleanse as well as a shield, and her passive is when she is crit, she gets a shield with a 15-second cooldown. So she's a non-Soul Link unit. You don't want her on Soul Link because you want her to be using both of her skills as much as possible. And whenever she uses Fill, her first active skill, on defense, she should have either Mana Shield or Magic Shield up, allowing her to heal for a bunch to everybody, as well as giving that level 2 defense up. So she pairs really well with defense-based damage dealers like Taor, for example, would love to have a Rina on his team, as well as obviously a cleanse on her abilities. Michelle actually does some crazy things, but if we take a look, her mana cost and cooldowns are way too high for Michelle to really do anything. If they brought it down to, it's currently 5-4, if it even came down to 4-3, we might actually be able to look at Michelle in the future. Next is Iona, and she, as I said before, she's the only one who her basic does anything. It really, you don't build into it, but it's nice to have it as an option. When attacking, heals the allies based on damage dealt, and she's generally not going to do much damage, but if you have an attack roll on her thing, then that's fine. But you'll notice down here, kind of cheeky, she heals based on HP, which is great, but also she gets attack speed, which is to trigger the attack right there. You're not going to build attack speed, but if you can have some from book effects, totally awesome. I won't say no to it. First skill, AoE heal, and if they're low, gives them continuous recovery. If we remember, continuous recovery is percent max HP healing over time. Then we look at her second ability, which is what people really care about her. Revivers are huge on Siege because it's the 4 units, it's harder to kill. Especially we're going to have level 80 soon, so monsters are going to get bigger, buffer, so revives are huge. Revive a dead monster and apply invincibility, which is a big thing for revives because revive is come back with 30%. Right here it says 20%, but 30% is the cap, so monsters like Tion and things just say revive. So she will still do her 20% no issues, but she's the monster is coming back at 20%. It could just get bursted, right? So that's why she gives them invincible as well as continuous recovery, so they can be at 40-50% once that invincibility is gone. And then with her basic attacks as well as her first active skill, she's able to do her thing. This is also a non Soul Link monster because you want both skills to be going off as much as possible. And last but not least is Rasheed. I have all these monsters. As you see, book level 5 for Rasheed. And I've tested all of them. She's actually my dark healer that I use. And she does a good job at that, but mainly on PvE. She doesn't really do anything for PvP. She's really, really good for Dark Hero Zone, but Hero Zone's kind of a joke. Hero Area's kind of a joke now because of the nerfs. But she's also very, very good as a healer for Dark Spire. So first attack doesn't do anything. Second one heals more if they have a beneficial or harmful effect, very similar to what the green one does that we kind of skipped over, as well as if she has a shield, she does an AoE damage, which is based on her max HP damage. This is very reminiscent of Annabelle, for example, but way, way more damage. Now, how does she get a shield? Based off of this skill right here. Now, Soul Control does damage, which is based off her attack and HP. Also does a defense down, which is nice in PvE, as well as if this skill kills an enemy, then she gets a shield, which will then proc this one right here. Now, you can use other monsters on your team that apply shields, such as we talked about it earlier, Rina, but Rina, you kind of want to be in a different team. But Rasheed can get something like Wusa giving her a shield, and then when she does this skill right here, heal, extra heal, and damage can be very, very powerful. She's a good Soul Link monster with this skill right here, if you have a way to give her shield as you go. Now, guys, let me know in the comment section down below which 4-star monster you would like me to talk about next. As far as how to build these guys, they're all kind of the same. They all heal based off of max HP, so you want HP, obviously. HP is the only stat that really matters for them, besides Iona, which can get something out of a little bit of attack speed, but you definitely don't want to go that route. I would say triple energy set. You're going to want some defense wherever you can get it. And with Iona specifically, a little bit of attack speed will not hurt.